Now they can hear you. What's up, Sven?
What's up, guys? Can you hear me? Is it proper, the audio?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Awesome. Well, it's good to be back with the Ralpha Maniac on the Killstream, King of the Sector.
I appreciate that, sir. It's good to have you here. It's been a while. What have you been up to
It's been a while.
since you've been here last?
How long has it been? I've been traveling a bunch. I moved to Southeast Asia. I'm in Indonesia right now, Bali. I moved here with my wife, got a new studio set up, but I'm ready to rock again. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're
It's
saying.
good to be back, dude.
Now, what all you're working on Butch Killigan too? We'll get into some other, I guess, drama. I guess here in a minute.
Yeah, that popped off right on time.
That I just happened to see right before today. I mean, I guess just scheduled just for me.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm ready to dig in.
Well, okay. Well, but tell us about first off, tell us about Butch Killigan, how it's done, and the sequel to it.
Yeah, so last year around this time, I launched Butch Killigan #1, Volume 1, which is my first graphic novel. Did really well, rave reviews. Our fulfillment went well. Everybody got their copies on time, which is rare in this comic crowdfunding scene.
Very rare.
Speaking of that person that I apparently have beef with right now, that was a major disaster. But you know what I'm saying? That went really well.
Wait, which person?
For those of you, excuse me?
Which person?
Martina Markota, the person.
That person.
Comic book.
Yeah, I forgot she did a comic book. That slipped my mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
well, we'll get into that.
Blame it. It was pretty forgettable slop. But Butch Killigan is amazing and awesome, and it rules. It's a futuristic cyberpunk action satirical comedy. Excuse me?
I didn't say anything. Keep going.
Oh, okay. I think there's some feedback happening, but
there might
don't worry
be
about it. But yeah, so now next week on the 9th is when I'm going to be launching the second book. You can have maybe if you could post the pre-launch link to the Kickstarter, because I'd like people to sign up.
I'll definitely do that. Give me a second, because I'm just announcing your appearance on the show that you're on live right now.
All right, good, awesome.
But yeah, I'll definitely post that.
Yeah, so well, if people sign up for the first 24 hours, that's why they should sign up to this pre-launch, because when they back the book, once we go live on the 9th, I think, which is next week, I think, right? Wednesday, the 9th of October, they will get a free art print. Now, it would work a lot better if I could put up a bunch of visuals. Like, yeah, this is a representative of my comic book here, this background, but...
Yeah, I assumed that was, yeah. And I already knew that it was, because I've seen I've seen the comic. All right, now hold on. Just give me 1 second. It's just me. I don't have a Joe Rogan.
I do one of these too. I do one of these streams.
Yeah,
streams. It's called.
Yeah. What channel is that on, by the way?
Well, we tend to get banned a lot. My main channel at like 27K on YouTube, which is currently unavailable. So I'm rebuilding a YouTube channel right now. It's called @Sven Streams. It's like an art stream / comedy stream. We draw like caricatures and stuff like that, but we'll also go over the news, watch some videos and shit like that. It's @Sven Streams. And I'm also on Rumble, although right now I'm having some trouble streaming to Rumble because I'm in Indonesia and they block a lot of websites over here.
That's weird.
Well, they do it because of porn. It's technically, I mean, where I'm at, it's not so much, but it's like a Muslim country, basically. It's like a chinky Muslims. And they hate pornography, you know. So they block sites like Reddit and Rumble. I don't know why Rumble.
I was about to say, I don't think there's. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's some porno on here, but I haven't really seen it.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Here's the pre-launch link.
Trailer. Launch trailer, yeah.
Yeah. So the trailer. No, the trailer's in the other one. I'm gonna play that in a sec. Actually, I'll just play that now. Hold on, let me.
I've been making so many trailers, dude. It's confusing. I get it.
Let me line it up, and I'll put the Kickstarter link in the chat.
Meet the Ultra City Citizen.
This is one of my little videos, one of the feature videos.
All right, let me play it.
It's very cute.
Meet the Ultra City Citizen.
This is one of the character introductions.
Are sedentary,
somebody posted it. Good.
Obese consumers with brittle bones, moving only when necessary. They wear exoskeleton legs to help them stand and walk, for when they have to stand in line during Ultra Corp's hypest new gadget launch, or for things like medical checkups. Otherwise, they tend to stay inside in their pod apartments. Each citizen has a city-owned heart pump device strapped to their body. requiring a ticker rate subscription package that controls their every heartbeat.
This seems like this could be very
This is an
possible,
example of one of
actually.
the freaks that
Yeah,
Butch will
right?
encounter after he wakes up from his coma in Book 2. So leave a like and follow for more character introductions from Ultra
Should
C.
be.
The Kickstarter pre-launch for Book 2 is now live.
I'll
Click the
leave a
link in the
like
description to secure your
and
spot
retweet
now.
myself.
Don't miss out.
Cool, dude. Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of these little character introduction videos so people get a better idea of what this is. It's definitely, so it takes place several years into the future. And I remember as I was writing this, you kind of try to be Nostradamus and predict where our societies are going to go in the future,
Sure.
by the way. And I noticed that reality, because I started writing this like 7 years ago or something like that, reality started to catch up to my satire. You know, some of the things that I had predicted, some ridiculous things actually started to come true. So I figured I need to go even further. So it went straight up farcical, complete absurdism. So this universe he wakes up in is just going to be completely fucking crazy. This second book, Butch Killigan 2, is going to start off with a near anal rape because he's going to wake up in a hospital. If you know the events of what happened in the first book, something tragic happened. He's going to wake up from a coma. So I'm playing with these action movie tropes types of things, but you know,
Sure.
I twist them around a little bit. And then this AI, he's asking to be let out of this fucking hospital bed that he's chained to. And then, of course, the only way for the AI to allow him to leave is to check his vital signs, and this big, giant, rotating phallic device comes buzzing out of his hospital bed. And you got to buy the book to figure out how he gets out of this sticky situation, of course. But that's how the book starts, with near anal rape. And by the way, it's not just some edgy stuff. It's actually, it's layered. It's a layered, it has a lot of humor, but it also has some things to think about.
And also,
You know
I have
what
a
I'm
clip here of Ethan Van Sciver giving some praise.
He gave a very raving review about it.
I think I linked you guys up, actually.
You did, yeah. You're to thank for that. We did a show together. This was last time I was on.
Yeah,
You
because
and
I was like, Ethan Van Sciver. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we did a show. You guys were both on, and he didn't know you at the time. And I was like, well, you should.
You did. You hooked me up with the appearance on the
Yeah.
Dick Masterson thing too.
Yeah,
So
and I
thank you
forgot
for
about
that,
that.
dude.
You're welcome. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
Too.
you're responsible for my success.
Well, I won't go that far, but but I had forgotten about that. Yeah, okay. But let me play this little clip because he praises
That's
your
the
book.
launch trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's
no,
I
I got it.
Butch Killigan. Sven is a really, really good creative person, man. That book looks like art. That book could win an Eisner. If the Eisners were still the Eisners, then that would win an Eisner. Butch Killigan. Unfortunately, they're not. That's my review of Butch Killigan.
I just want to play that. I just want to play that part there where he high praise there from Ethan Van Sciver, of course, legendary.
Well, he said it would have won an Eisner Award. I'm not too familiar with that, but I'm assuming
I
it's
know a
very
little bit
great
about
award.
it. It's like comic book awards. I don't know if he means they don't exist anymore or if they're just totally cucked now. I actually
Yeah,
don't.
they're cocked like anything else. You know?
Yeah.
That's why this is the indie comic scene. You know what I'm saying? We no longer want to be put down by the corporate top-down social engineering that exists in the mainstream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think he just means they're cocked now.
Yeah, definitely.
Now I heard you've been involved in a little bit of stalking, is what they say.
Oh God. Jeez,
trying
I wasn't
to-
aware of this myself until I saw the screenshot. Yeah.
Well, I
heard this
sent you
today.
the link, and then you're like, "Well, I can't see it because I'm blocked." And so send me a screenshot.
Yeah, I was
and-
blocked. I didn't know that either. I didn't know it was blocked either.
Yeah, that happens to me sometimes too. The people send me a link, and I'm like, I can't see that, and I'm not logging into my burner. I don't give a fuck. Send me a screenshot.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is
Pull up
Martina.
those tweets so I can live react to it.
Yes.
And debunk these lies and slander.
Now, this is Martina Markota, who's been in the scene, I guess you could say, for a while. We're mutuals on Twitter. I've always gotten along with her. I'm gonna
so
put my
cool,
neutral.
man.
I'll put my neutral hat on here. But I saw this tweet and I was like, "That's doesn't sound like spin."
Yeah.
Like I don't know. But
That's
I'll-
startling. That's shocking.
it startled me a little bit especially because you're on the show today, and I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, this is just serendipity."
What the frickin' heck?
How serendipitous! I was like, okay. So I didn't know anything about. I don't know what an art barn is actually, but
I didn't know either.
I don't know. She's involved with the art world, right? And so,
Yeah. So am I.
right, exactly. And so I don't know what an art barn is. I didn't see what her project was going to be, or I'm not downing it either. Like I'm just saying I don't know what that is. But she said art barn project canceled due to stalkers, and then she put Sven Stoffels in parentheses, trying
With
to make
double L, which is not correct. It should be one L, but
that's
all right then.
That's right. I made sure to get it right. I think I
Good.
put 2 L's one time. The first time you're
right.
but I got it right. I got it right. Art
job.
barn project canceled due to stalkers. Sven Stoffels misspelled, but trying to make content off of it, looking to dox me. I guess I cannot make art or have any safety for me or my child. I'm logging off all social media for now so I can focus on my baby.
Poor thing.
I really wanted to get back to the arts and start a new business, but it seems I cannot. Have a good one, everyone. Be safe. If you'd like to support me, I have about a few hundred comic books in stock I can send out, and it's the Lady Alchemy thing. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
God damn it. Well, if I had known this was the result of my sickening stalking and harassment and doxing, I would have never done it to begin with, because I want her to build her art barn. And should I tell you what actually happened?
Yeah, I think you should fill us in on what's going on
so
here.
As I said briefly, I do an art stream, comedy stream at Sven Streams. You can watch the very stream she's referring to here. And yeah, she uploaded a video of her art barn a project wherein she plans to renovate a barn. She always has these very great plans that never really amount to anything. Now, on my stream, I do a lot of reviews on art. I've had I reviewed like feminist art. I've also reviewed her little dances and stuff that she does.
She does have this one dance with the milk that's pretty good. But
pretty sick, dude. Yeah, it's
I've
really
seen that
good
one
stuff.
a few times actually. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, so contrary to what she's saying, I didn't find any of her tapes in her garbage that I was rummaging through. No, she actually uploaded this to her public YouTube channel because she's a public figure and she uploads videos. So on one of my streams, one of the things we watched was her art barn video. She's walking through her barn. She goes, "This is actually going to be where the shoe rack is. This is where I'm going to be pouring milk over myself." And I was just kind of laughing at this whole fucking premise. And I pulled up a clip from that movie, Requiem for a Dream. Remember that? Where that elderly lady, she has like this hallucination where she's like dreaming of the glory days. That's what it reminded me of, sort of, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was really goofing on her on my comedy live stream. That's what I did. Now she thinks that's stalking. And well, you tell me, do you think that's stalking when you watch somebody?
It doesn't. Again, I have my neutral Kansas City Chiefs world champions hat on, but it doesn't sound like stalking to me, though. I will say.
Yeah, so that's like, I get that she's an artist, and I do art critiques on my stream. Now, I critiqued her art, and I get that it stings. It sucks when somebody makes fun of the thing you do. That sucks. But then they completely panic and start going, "Oh no!" And she has a tendency to do this. Is that the first time she plays victim? Kind of seems like that's her main thing that she does. She always plays the victim. And then her simps come and they go, "Oh, Martina." And that's kind of, they kind of enable her to react like this too, because she's just used to by just merely existing. She gets applause and accolades thrown at her. And yeah, that's very shocking when a guy like me comes along and says, "Listen, you kind of sucks. Your art kind of sucks." And I go in depth, by the way. I have some in-depth analysis videos. I watch her video frame by frame and dig into it. So I'm not just speaking out of my ass. But yeah, I don't think that's stalking. And then doxing.
Yeah, what about the doxing? What about the doxing? Because you told me the story already. Because I message you. Usually, I don't just want to spring this on you during the show to, make it look like a setup or something. I just happened to see this tweet, right? Before we're going on air, and I was like, usually, my interviews are free-flowing, and you never know where they'll go. I knew we would talk about this because I didn't want to spring it on you, because I just saw this tweet and I was like, dude, what do you know what's going on here? Or like, what is she talking about? And so we talked about it.
Actually funny. So around the last year when I was launching Butch Gilligan 1, I made her quit her art barn idea. I kind of think she had some doubts herself, and she's using this kind of as a lame excuse to not fail in public any further. But anyways, last year when I was launching Butch Gilligan, I actually made Ethan Klein quit. Do you remember that? I had a cartoon where where
Yeah.
Eli Klein is murdering a bunch of Palestinians.
That was amazing, by the
And I
way.
made
It's
Ethan
legendary.
Klein delete his Twitter account.
That was an
which is pretty
amazing
funny.
cartoon. And I've
Just made me think of that real quick. But yeah, the doxing is this. So during that stream, or was maybe a stream
I haven't seen Gila lately. Has she over there killing Palestinians again? I don't know, but
I don't know.
okay. Now this guy in
blood.
chat. Okay, now explain this. Now he said Sven's leaving out the part that he showed her exact location on Google Maps. Now tell that.
No, I don't know. Listen, here's the thing. Okay, I'll explain it first. If that actually was her exact location, I might be. I'm gifted. Okay, because here's what I was doing. You know that trend now? It's called geoguessing, where people they see like a picture of a street, and then these autistic psychopaths, they go, "Oh, this is in Iowa," and they fucking figure out exactly where the streets are by the position of the sun, the type of sand, and the lampposts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we were watching some of that, and I was actually, I think during that stream, I was going through like India, and we were geo dropping and seeing if there was any spot available in India that didn't look like complete garbage. Okay, so I think that's the bit
It's
that we
tough
were
to
doing.
find one that doesn't. Yeah.
So I had geo-guessing on the mind. Now we were watching her fucking barn clip and giggling and laughing. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to find her barn. And I just went to, I know they're from New York because she used to be on Gavin McGinnis. So I literally just randomly as a gag dropped my little Google guy on the street. I'm like, found her. There she is. There's the barn. I played some music as if I found her. We got a match as a complete gag, a complete stupid throwaway joke. Now that's, according to her, me doxing her, complete garbage. But she did say on Twitter, because somebody posted a screenshot in my Discord, it's like, oh yeah, him showing a street view of. I won't even say it because I actually don't want to dox her. I don't want to do that to anyone. And I've been doxed.
I've been doxed too, and they still try to dox me to this day, even in Mexico. Yeah.
I know. I've been doxed. I've sent pictures of decapitated family members, photoshops to my family members' doors. It's a lot of stuff has happened to me. So I don't want to dox anyone. Trust me, okay? And that's not what I was doing. It was just a stupid fucking gag. But she posted, oh, he found this in this location. I'm like, wait, what? Did I actually, on a whim, because it wasn't even like I was trying 20 times. It was just a throwaway gag because we happened to be talking about geoguessing. Now, have I actually found her exact location? I doubt it. I think this is another one of her fantastical exaggerations. But that's what it was. It was me laughing at her newest video that she posted publicly, and then I did a geoguessing gag. That's it.
Well, it would have been pretty wild if you would have just guessed it right off like that.
Yeah, I wonder. We'll get into it. We'll have to find out. I mean, I don't know how we would ever find out, but
I mean, again,
yeah,
I don't know.
I actually guessed it. That would be nuts.
I'm looking at what is the Art Barn video? Is that on her?
I don't know.
I'm looking
at her just walking.
Is it on
through a
Twitter?
barn, and no, it's on her YouTube channel. It's on her public YouTube channel.
She says, so somebody's defending you on Twitter and says Sven lives in Bali. That's a pretty safe distance to be stalked from. Is what somebody said on Twitter.
Yeah, that's a pretty far, long shot from New York City or wherever the fuck.
And then says going on Google Street View and she says the name. She says Dover, New York. I mean, I don't know why she would.
All right, yeah, Dover, New York. I wasn't even going to say that, but yeah, she says Dover, New York.
She says it in her tweet here. Like.
Yeah, so she's doxing herself then, I guess, now.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to say that, but so she says going on Google Street View in Dover, New York, hunting for my barn is definitely not stalking or creepy. Totally normal behavior. I'm just too sensitive.
She's pretending that she doesn't get the contact. You watch that stream. We're giggling. We're drawing Obama sucking on a banana with a bone through his nose. We're watching another silly video. And then we're doing this. It wasn't like some kind of malicious, creepy doxing thing. I'm not going through her trash. I'm not even fucking interested in this fucking bimbo, to be honest. I don't give a fuck about her. She sucks. You know what I'm saying? I didn't give a shit. I'm not doxing you. I give a flying fucking shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be. I mean, it would be shocking if you were just able to find the barn.
Yeah, that's what people are saying. Yeah, but okay, if that's actually so you should watch the stream. It's literally a side gag that I do really quickly. 1 minute. There she is, and then we moved on to the next subject because I happen to have Google Maps open still. I think even.
And I'm looking for the I'm looking for the
Well, you-
barn video. I don't actually.
She might have deleted it. Yeah,
Like-
because listen, I pointed out some pretty big holes in her barn idea. I'm like, this is another one of her lofty, great ideas. Nobody is reining her in. She's going to ask for some crowdfunding for this nonsense. We had to get over another artist who was asking for a barn renovation crowdfund too. So this was kind of funny for us personally. On Sven Streams, go subscribe on YouTube and Rumble. But yeah, I think she might have had second thoughts after she watched my biting critique. And then instead of just doing some inner contemplation, she played victim yet again, as she's done plenty of times before.
Yeah,
I wonder when that grift will end.
again, I don't know. I'd be pretty surprised. Maybe you did locate it. Just
I
you know,
doubt it. That would be
savant-like.
fucking nuts.
I think that's unlikely that you did that.
That can't be true. That would be fucking crazy if I actually nailed the location on a whim, not even thinking about it for a second. That would be nuts. So I doubt it. Come on, that can't be true.
But like, wouldn't the barn have to be?
There was no barn even in the shot. There was
Nah,
no
that's what
barn.
I'm saying.
There was-
But wouldn't she have to reveal where the barn is eventually anyway?
yeah,
Like,
maybe.
if people were
I
gonna
don't
go
know. I
to
didn't
the
think this
barn?
part- look, she did. She
Well,
didn't think
weren't people
it's true.
supposed to go visit the barn? Like, I don't know. Like,
Oh yeah, if there's gonna be live shows,
there's gonna
where
be
she gets
shows and
naked
stuff there, right?
She
Like-
pours several condiments over her titties and calls it art. Yeah, then there would, if she wants an audience at one point, she would have to reveal the exact
well,
location of this
I guess
art
that's
bar.
kind of my point with it, right? Like, wouldn't she? The barn would have to be known at some point anyway,
Yeah.
right? Like,
The
that's
barn would have to be known if you really think about it.
yes. The barn would have to be revealed at some point in
Yes.
time.
Reveal the barn. Just reveal the barn. Listen, I was actually excited about this because I could immediately tell if you see the video, she's walking around. It's a chicken coop. It's like it's.
I gotta
crumbling.
see it
It's
now.
a rickety old shack, and she's like, "This is where my suede couch is going to be, and this is where all my this stuff." And she's just really she has this vision, and you can clearly tell none of this is going to amount to anything. So I was excited about this series of her failing to renovate an art barn. I was excited about that. So the last thing I want is for her to stop this project. You know what I'm saying?
All right, now is it on her YouTube?
I might fund it. I might fund one of her comments. It's not there.
Wait, hold on. Go ahead. No, I was just laughing at what you said.
Yeah, but I was saying I might fund one of her comics because she's shilling under this drama now. She's shilling her comic book. She knows I'm a comic guy and my comic people will bite on her little bait.
Yeah,
And I said I might want to buy a comic book to review it, but she might call that stalking. You know, whenever you interact with any of her artworks, she called it stalking.
I don't see
it.
I don't see it on our YouTube, the art barn thing.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, you can watch it on my stream. We go through the whole thing.
I guess she
frame by
did.
frame.
I guess she did cancel it. Let's see.
Oh, poor thing.
I'll show you what. Of course, I've talked to her a little bit in DMs, not to hit her up or anything, but she messaged me one time. I won't reveal. It was nothing serious. It was compliment. She complimented me on losing 100 pounds and was like, "How'd you do it?" And da da da. Da. And
you blushed a little bit. You went,
yeah, I was like,
you.
"Oh, that's nice, thank you." And then I told her how I did it. And so I've had some interactions with her here and there, but not too many. I'm trying to find the milk video. That's her most famous.
It's so fucking funny. I love it. Listen, I love the milk is racist is what it's called.
Milk is
Now,
racist.
I did a full analysis of this video because it's really funny. If we can watch it, we can go over it real quick.
Let me see if I can screen share it with you. Actually,
that'd be sick.
Okay. Okay.
It's one of my faves of her oeuvre.
It's definitely my favorite work of art from her, I'll say. Now, hold on a sec. Let me pull you back up because you got hidden there for a sec. All right, let me see if I can screen share. Okay. Okay, can you see that?
Yeah, something's happening here. Yeah, there it is. Gotcha.
Okay. Now let me switch back over here. to the
Now
thing.
do you know what this refers to? That milk is racist? This used to be a
Yeah,
little,
because it used to be a meme on the right that they would carry around jugs of milk and drink milk in front of the.
it was one of those
HW
4chan memes
Yeah,
where
yeah.
they made like regular day objects, like the OK sign. They made it into quote unquote a racist symbol to troll the libs.
Yes.
Basically, right?
Yes,
That's what it was. Now
that's
she
correct.
calls this performance "Milk is racist," so you would think it would have something to do with that, with that concept, right? Well,
yeah,
we'll
yeah. You
find
would
out.
think I've seen this video. Press 1 in chat, by the way, if you've seen this video.
Now, in the background of this video, she has a anime playing on a green screen, which is, I think it's called Devil Hunter or something. It's like an 80s anime.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what that has anything to do with this with the whole performance. It might just be completely fucking random, and she just used that aesthetically because it's a hip alt-right video that people like. I don't know. Either
I mean,
that
I
or-
have a feeling why people like this video, but now hold on. Let me.
All right, okay.
Okay, you ready?
I'd like to hear your theory. Oh yeah, please.
You like to run theories? Okay. All right. Now, give me a second. I want to make sure it's shown on screen. Okay.
Damn, she's vivacious.
Well,
She's
no.
bombastic.
Oh, it's because I'm on the wrong screen. Okay, sorry. Getting mixed up
Hubba
here.
hubba.
She is hot here. I will
Hubba
say
bubba.
that. I will say that. Okay, now. This is the video. Hold on, wait. Can you see it? You can't see it. Let me
I
bring
can
it back.
see it. I can see it.
Okay, but they can't. Hold on.
Frickin' H. Yeah,
There
now
we
they
go.
can. Now, real quick, can you pause it for 1 second?
Yeah. Give me a second. Let me put this on 2 different screens here.
Yes.
Okay.
In this video, in the beginning, they play that anime, and there's like a speech in the anime that goes, "In this city, things are very dangerous and wicked and strange and blah blah blah. Modernity has left all the people behind." Some kind of a trite speech, and she
Right.
actually plagiarized that exact phrase, that whole intro, word for word, in her comic book as well. Just a little tidbit. Just a little tidbit there. for you.
Plagiarism, not good. Usually, I would say Joe Biden
Word
found that
for
out
word.
back in 1988. But okay, a little
Yeah,
politics
I
history
won't
there.
interrupt again because I know everybody is like
Okay.
frothing at the mouth to see this.
All right, now hold on. I got to
Gracious.
make sure that it see. It's because I have it on 2 screens, and so I have
Alright.
to. Okay, I have to keep this one.
So that's
Oh my God.
milk. That's a jar of milk.
Yes,
The-
that's
the
a jar. Now
titular
what,
milk.
now, what do you think happens with this? Don't spoil it, but chat. What do you think happens with this milk? And
Let's
then
not hope that milk is spoiled. That would be a mess.
All right. Okay.
It looks kind of thick, though, that milk.
It does look a little thick. Now wait a minute.
That's yogurt, dude. That's not even milk. Okay. All right. This is art. Mm-hmm.
I've only ever had positive interactions with her. She's gonna hate me now, isn't she?
Why? You're just showing her art. Oh.
It is thick, though, isn't it?
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's got to be like yogurt.
It's not even fucking milk, dude.
Yeah, that can't be milk.
Can we do this at like 3 times speed or something?
Wait,
This is 15 minutes long.
Dude.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one.
no, it's not. It's not.
Yeah. Oh. Baba boom. Oh.
It doesn't need to get into the art scene. I don't know.
Yeah, this is unlike anything the left does. The leftists, hacking leftists.
Oh, I forgot she had the pasties on.
Oh, poor girl.
What are those moves?
He's dripping.
Now that's the most important. Well, I guess there's a little bit.
Well, there's
more.
something funny that happens at the end. There's a little speech. Oh, I think that speech happens at the end. What's it at the end?
Okay, all right, let's get that.
Yeah, the funniest thing of this is the exit. Because how are you going to end something like this?
She just rubbed her tit. Jesus.
Oh. One person in the background is like looking through her fingers because it's so fucking awkward.
She pours on the pussy too.
We got it. Oh, she fell. She slipped.
Yeah, it did look like maybe a slip there. The double-sided tape has to be really strong, I must say. Where's the speech at?
I think after she has to, she's going to stand up, and then there's going to be some pretentious garbage happening, as if it wasn't pretentious enough. You got to get forward a little bit.
Yeah, I think we could skip it a little bit.
Look, when she starts, she's going to get up at some point, I think.
Jesus. Whoa.
Okay, here it comes. I think this is the speech that was plagiarized, too. This speech.
What in the world is that substance?
We live in an era when our cities are armed with steel and concrete. Computers and electronics barricade our minds.
Oh,
It
damn.
doesn't
Really
change
makes
the
you
fact
think.
that there exist a lot of strange phenomena, bizarre beyond reason.
Yeah, I'm thinking about
or
something,
logic.
alright, but...
Most folks just don't see them. That's because we cling to order, to any tiny happiness that comes our way, and we bust our humps to blind ourselves with our desires and our pleasures. There's a world of darkness out there, beyond time or space. A world filled with evil that is undeniably real. And in that world, there are things that run wild.
Damn.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm really impressed. I'm very, very impressed.
Okay. There we go.
All right, so do you want to hear my
Alright, so-
review real quick?
Yeah,
my thoughts or no?
we can, yes, get your thoughts on this.
All right, so actually, again, I do an art stream, and we also do reviews, and we kind of analyze different art projects and stuff like that. And I one time had sent to me a gigabyte of like a thesis project of art students. This was obviously a left-wing institution. And the funny thing that we discovered while we were going through these videos, whether this video got me demonetized, why? Because it turns out whenever a woman tries to do an artistic performance, they tend to disrobe and show their tits, their butts, all their parts. And not only that, they cover themselves in snot, in powders, milk, whatever they do. So they get naked and they cover themselves in stuff. This is the same thing you see here. So I don't know how she's distinguishing herself from left-wing art, right? Because she says she's like
From the right.
a right-wing type of
Yeah.
art. She wants to bring art back to the right. But what happens with these people, obviously, is they hide under the veil of this nebulousness of the definition of art, right? Because nobody really knows what it means. Regular Joe goes, oh, that's so artful. Don't even ask me. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm here to tell you it's meaningless, complete self-centered garbage. That's what that is. Okay. I understand guys like to look at a pair of tits, and I understand these simps, they hope that one day she'll disrobe in front of them, but let's not call it art. That's my 2 cents there. And I understand that's harassment and stalking when you say that, when you give some proper critique on something like this. But I felt like nobody was doing that. Nobody was really critiquing this stuff. All she was getting was applause. And I understand too, for her, it's very jarring to hear somebody actually critique it on its own artistic merit. And there's not much there.
Well, she, yeah, I mean, the reason I had seen it was, I mean, she's quite attractive in the piece there, and nearly naked.
Sure.
And so, but she's married with a kid. I mean, the simps are barking up the wrong tree, I think, as far as that goes. But I wish her well with that. Obviously, I'm not criticizing her.
I don't give a fuck. I would keep doing what you're doing. I'm not here to stop you, but I can look at it and have an opinion about it, right? That's the whole point, isn't it? Or I can only clap like a stupid seal. You're so great. That's the only reaction you expect to your art. I don't know. Doesn't seem very artistic and freedom of speechy to me.
No, it doesn't. I mean, you would want critique, honest critique, whether it was good or bad, right?
Yeah, but it seems to me like whenever she gets any sort of hard-hitting critique and feedback on her work, then you should. It's not for you then. If you're that sensitive, then maybe you shouldn't be uploading this stuff anymore.
She got into some beef with Dick Masterson over that Lady Alchemy thing. I can't even remember now. I stayed out of it because I was just like, well, of course Dick's my guy, but like I stayed out of it. But I don't remember. It was something about the artist or something. I can't recall now. Somebody in chat might.
I'm not familiar with that beef at all.
Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't heard that one.
Anyway, we review. Well, you reviewed.
Anywho,
I gave my thoughts. I mean, she's hot. Like in the video, I don't know what else to say. What else am I supposed to say? I don't know about the whole meta commentary on.
Well, I do, and I'm telling you, there's not much there. You don't have to say anything.
Yeah, I'll leave that part alone and just say she looked attractive there.
Cool. Yeah,
she had an artist. Moon Milk says.
Too.
Yeah, Moon Milk says she had an artist make it, then took all the money. Oh, okay.
That one. Oh, I know that. So this is really funny. So she had this egocentric idea of having a comic book. This was when all the comic book projects were popping off, and she thought, oh, this is a good grift to hop onto. So she had a comic book made that was about her, about me. This is going to be a comic more about me. Then she hired this artist called Maz. And the funny thing is, as this project went along, and eventually she got some of the prototypes sent to her, it turns out that the first 2 or 3 pages were about her. And then this guy's kind of stuttered because he also had a self-insert character in the book. And he kind of wrote himself to become the hero and the center of attention in the book. So this is so hilarious. This is so fucking funny. That's what happens when you grift. I draw everything myself. I edit every fucking trailer myself. I write everything because this is something I have to make from the soul. I actually have an idea and a vision that needs to be put onto paper. Okay, even if I have to do this. There's no other option. This is what I have to do. It's my calling. But what she's doing is just, I would love to see myself on a cover of a comic book one day, and I'll have some fucking retards pay for it. But then she got that manuscript back. She was no longer the center of attention, so the whole thing had to go back to the drawing board, and it was just a big, giant fucking mess. And I think eventually she got some simp to draw that for her. And it's just a little 20-pager. Butch Gilligan is 120 pages, and it actually is a hard-hitting story that will actually entertain you, and it's not about me. Okay? I'm not in it. I'm not in the story. It's not, my face is not going to be on the cover.
You didn't self-insert yourself in there somewhere?
No. Not at all. No, right. It's none of my business. That's the thing. People always think they think art needs to be autobiographical, right? But that's a ridiculous notion, because why else do we have creativity? They do this always to David Lynch. He writes these horrific, dark stories, and they go, "You must be a fucking mentally ill psycho to be able to come up with this stuff." And he's like, no, I just have creativity. You shouldn't be able to, you don't have to be a fucking serial killer to write a serial killer movie. You're a person with creativity and empathy. You can put yourself in somebody else's shoes and you write an interesting story. It doesn't all have to be you, because then it becomes like therapy. That's a lot of lefty art. They always put themselves in there. So you see it in the modern gaming industry, modern comic industry. all these fucking feminists that put themselves front and center. That's where you get Mary Sue style characters that have no flaws, and it becomes completely uninteresting because of it. And Butch Gilligan, the most fun that I have is to put this character in the most crazy fucking situations. I'm trying to come up with like the worst possible horrible shit to put this guy through, and then to see how he comes out of it. You know what I'm saying? That's the fun part of writing a story. And a story is, in essence, if you boil it down, it's a survival guide. Every story at least ought to be a survival guide. It tells you how to survive in the world, what sort of morality works and doesn't work. You know, and you have an antagonistic force, protagonistic force battling those two ideas out. That's the essence of a story. And I think to write autobiographical, you can do that in your fucking diary. I'm not interested in your little fucking.
Well, that's what I've had the idea to write an autobiography actually, but that's.
But you're not going to play. You're not going to play it off as a
right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's an obvious autobiography. I've also had the idea to write what's called a romane clef, which is novel with a key, is what it means in Latin. Primary colors, if you're familiar with the book Primary Colors. You're not okay. It was about the '92 Clinton campaign, and they changed all the names, and they changed it around so they could write stories that they had on background, basically without. And it's obvious who the people are, by the way. It's obvious who's who. But so that Joe Klein, who worked for the Time magazine, could reveal a bunch of backstage salacious stuff without.
That's cool.
And it was originally anonymous, written, but they found out who it was, of course. And so I've had an idea of writing a book about my life in that style as well.
And it would certainly be interesting.
Yes.
That would be cool. But you know what? When it comes to autobiographies, one of the few ones that I've read was the Norm Macdonald one. Have you read that one?
I haven't read it, but I should have.
It's really funny because it just becomes bizarre nonsense. It's not even about him. Basically, it's just bullshit. So like, okay, I'm gonna read about this guy right now. I'm really interested in his life, and it's about like pig farmers, and it becomes this weird, bizarre, absurdist nonsense. It's a troll. It's another one of the trolls.
That sounds exactly like Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah,
oh my God. So Butch Gilligan, tell everybody where they can find that again. We're not done just yet. We got to bring up the election. We got to talk about a couple other things, Kamala Harris, maybe. Cool. But tell everybody about Butch Gilligan again.
So Butch Gilligan #2 is going to be launching next week on the 9th, hopefully October 9th. And you got to go to the Kickstarter page right now. Ethan is going to post a link to that, but you can find it also on my Twitter. Sven it's everywhere. Or just go to Kickstarter, typing Butch Gilligan 2. You want to click the Notify Me at Launch button, because if you pre-order your copy within the first 24 hours, you're going to get a free art print for free, which rules. I wish we had a picture of it, but who cares? And what else is there to say about it?
Let me see.
The last book got fulfilled within the first few months. The book is finished. It's not like any of these other Kickstarters where it's like, hey, can you please fund my dream? And then they get a bunch of money and then they're going to start their fucking project.
I've heard of a couple like that.
Yeah, a lot of them. So this one, the book is done. You're pre-ordering a book, basically. And then you're going to get, once the campaign fulfills, we start the printing and the fulfillment. It's a whole fucking
I like
thing,
how you said that last time, too. You're like, the book is completed. It's already done. It's in the can. It's not like, and you drew it yourself, right? And so you didn't have to hire an artist, right? You didn't have to hire an artist to do it. You wrote it, drew it yourself, which is a real benefit, right?
Plus, I am taking advantage of the fact that I'm indie. You know what I'm saying? Because you see a lot of these projects, like people riff on the Rippaverse with that black guy.
Yeah, they do.
What is your opinion on that one?
I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of Eric July. I mean, I don't hate him. I just think he's he's a definition of self-insert is ISOM. ISOM is a self-insert, basically, in my opinion. But
is it? I said ISOM because I was getting into it recently. We were going to go over it a little bit on the stream because people have been asking me, "What's your opinion on ISOM?" I'm like, ISOM. That's to me, ISOM. It feels like a name that's on the side of like a cement truck, like ISOM business to
ISOM
business
powder
solutions.
or something like that.
You know what I'm saying?
I've never actually.
We looked at.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Yeah, so we started looking at it, and it's like Okay, well, my theory is this. Now we're just gonna get a little edgy or a little dangerous, I guess, with this opinion. This is a dangerous opinion, but I think it's a direct result. His success is a direct result of white guilt, I think, because you had this indie comic book boom because people were fed up with the mainstream, with the posification, the LGBTQ crap, and making everybody black. So people split off. A lot of artists split off. They want to make their own things. And then you get the mainstream media accusing them of being racist. You guys are racist. The fact that you want to split off from the mainstream, it means you're racist. And of course, the biggest fear of like the Gen X-y, boomery guys is being called racist. That's literally the worst thing that they can be called. So to them, Eric July, a black guy entering their scene, man, look, they could point at him. Look, how could we be racist? We have this fucking guy on our side, a conservative black guy, right? And that's like one of the most pathetic. I talk about this a lot on my stream, but where it's like these type of guys, they need to have like a black consensus filter. They clap like seals when they see like a black guy react positively to a thing they like, you know, like a black guy reacting to Nirvana. They're like, oh, cool. I didn't feel guilty about this. So, and I think it's like these people are paying penance to Eric July's project, because I think I looked at it on its merit. There's some cool stuff coming out of it, like animated trailers, but that's made by a studio in Dallas, Texas, so they're kind of taking the credit for that. And I think if the book itself looked like those animated trailers, that would be really good. But the book itself, I mean, people have gone over this ad nauseum. People know there's like a lot of trace stuff. But what I'm trying to say is this: you break off from the mainstream. The sky's the limit. You can do what you want. You can come up with anything. And what do they come up with? Another fucking superhero. And then is it some kind of a smart deconstruction of the genre? Does it go new ways? No, it's just some bland another fucking superhero. People already have superhero fatigue. It doesn't take advantage of the fact that you can be an auteur and really do something that's dangerous or provocative or something. You know what I'm saying? Which that is what Butch Gilligan definitely is. Now, it might not be apparent to a lot of people yet because I'm setting things up, you know what I'm saying? And Butch Gilligan is the type of story that once you've read the whole thing, because there's going to be a bunch of books. We're now in Act 1 still, the first couple of books. We're setting things up. But it is the type of story that when you go back and you will read the first couple of books again, once you know what this is actually about, you're going to go, oh, shit, he was kind of setting all of this up sneakily from the start. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying when it's multi-layered. There's some stuff going to happen here that's going to catch you off guard. And it's
that's called good writing. Right?
Do you want to get this book?
Yeah, where there's some things you don't know what's about to occur, right? Or a shocker development, or you built something up and it's there, right? Stuff, exactly. Yeah, and there's signs throughout that you may catch, you may not catch, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam! Oh shit! I should have seen that coming the whole time. And the best art is like that.
Oh fuck! It was there all along. Holy shit!
Well, because when I'm reading something or watching a movie, I'm always trying to figure it out. And so I don't know that NPCs. Some people maybe don't do that, but I grew up with two parents who were cinephiles, which is not the same as pedophile, by the way. That means a fan of movies, a great fan. Just for those listening, I don't even like using the word because it's too close.
Listening.
Yes, for any NPCs listening, it's not the same thing. It means they were fans of especially classic film. And so I grew up as a great appreciator of the classics. And John Wayne and just all great movies, Bogart, all the classics, a golden age of Hollywood. And so... and also just modern movies as well, although they're mostly shit now. But anytime I'm watching a movie or a TV show, I'm trying to figure out where are they leading me, right? And usually I can figure it out, right? Because I've seen a lot of media, and there are not too many tricks in the playbook anymore. And I would argue maybe a lack of creativity from a lot of modern stuff. And so usually I can figure out where something's going. Now, when I really appreciate something is when I can't figure it out and they hit me and it's like, oh shit, I should have seen this coming the whole entire time, but I didn't. And here was boom, 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 15 clues that I missed throughout, or 50 maybe, throughout the writing or the work of art, the TV show, the movie, the book, that I should have seen this coming the whole time. And they got me. That's when it's good, when they get you. If I can figure it out in 15 minutes, I mean, okay, you didn't really create something. It doesn't mean it necessarily sucks, but it's not groundbreaking, right? It's not something that really impresses me. I don't know how many people watch stuff and read stuff like that, but that's always like I was trained for that, so I'm always trying to figure out just where are they leading me.
The old school writers that wrote like Sherlock Holmes and Mary Shelley novels and stuff. I've talked about this before too, but they actually made like a compendium of sort of rules when it came to like, for instance, like the murder mystery genre. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of people they ought to be reading that shit, because here's the thing: if you're watching a movie that has to do with a mystery, and there's certain rules, like for instance, the detective can never figure out the clue to the mystery by Deus Ex Machina, where just there's a lightning bolt that hits his brain, and then, oh, I know who did it, because that feels like a cheat. Another thing is the murderer needs to be introduced, who actually was. You're introducing suspects within the first act.
Within the first act,
the murderer has to be introduced in the first act, because the whole point is you're playing detective while you're watching or reading something like this. So you need to be able to have figured out along with the detective, and also the detective can never be more steps ahead. He can be one step ahead of you, but not too much more, because that gets frustrating as well. And there's tons of rules when it comes to detective fiction and stuff like that, that anybody that's writing anything should be completely aware of. And then, for instance, then you have guys like David Lynch again, who subverted all of those rules with something like Twin Peaks. You know what I'm saying? He really, because for instance, that thing where there cannot be any godly intervention when it comes to like figuring out who the killer is. In Twin Peaks, the whole thing is Cooper, the detective, he goes into his dreams and he gets like messages from beyond and stuff like that. And there's like this whole meta narrative going on, which I love too. And it still works. So you don't have to stick to these rules like they're ironclad. You can wiggle around with them. But in essence, yes, I enjoy something where there's a setup and then the payoff is satisfying. And I didn't see it coming.
Yes.
And Quentin Tarantino does it really good as well, always.
Yes,
he's a good writer.
Yes, he does it very well, actually. But certain things. So like, I'm a wrestling fan as well. Certain times you kind of know like what the payoff's gonna be. Like it has to happen this way, almost, right? But still, you want a few twists and turns along the way, right? Like Cody at WrestleMania. Of course, he was going over, but you want a few twists and turns along the way. There are some exceptions, like sometimes certain things have to happen, but I really am most impressed by media that shocks me, or that's like, wow, I should have seen that coming. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Mad Men, but the first season of Mad Men, and I won't spoil it, but there's this huge plot device, and I didn't see it coming at all. Like, to me, the first season of Mad Men is probably like one of the best seasons of anything ever. But it's a shame it wasn't on HBO. They had the chance for it, by the way, but whatever. I won't get into that. I know a bit too much about Mad Men. but there's a plot device that develops throughout the season, and it's not revealed until, I believe, the last episode. And then a main character wakes up in the hospital in the first episode of season 2. And it's Don Draper telling this person, of course, Don Draper, I won't get into his history too. It's very complicated. He's not really Don Draper, but anyway, whatever. Spoiler alert. But anyway, so he said, just forget this ever happened. You'll be amazed at how quickly you'll forget this ever happened. Just put it behind you and just never think about it again. Anyway, sorry. I'm a big Mad Men super fan. So.
I mean, I haven't seen that show, so I can't really comment on it. But I was thinking about this scene. We were talking about Tarantino.
Yeah.
Remember when Butch, the boxer, played by what's his name again?
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, Bruce Willis, of course. R.I.P. I know he's still alive, but anyways, he has to go get his father's watch. We had that whole setup of how important that watch was with other guy's ass throughout the war. He has to go get that watch, and it's such a tense scene. It's so tense. And there's not really a payoff, save for the only moment where he shoots Travolta that's in the bathroom, right? It's a little payoff in that scene, but super tense. And then when he leaves, it's like, oh, okay, we can kind of let our guard down. Everything's cool. But then, of course, out of fucking nowhere, Wallace is right in front of him. They crash. And then the next scene, he's in a fucking sex dungeon, getting fucked by the local cops. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he basically trolls you. So he sets up this whole fucking watch scene that plays out like you would expect. And then you kind of let your guard up. Okay, he did it. He accomplished his goal. He got the watch. Okay, we can sit back and relax again.
Yeah.
And then something fucking even 10 times more nuts happens. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love. And that's okay, not to bring it back to Butch Gilligan 2 too much. But in Butch Gilligan 2, I'm really hitting you hard with a lot of fucking crazy shit that happens, okay? And it all makes sense in this context of this ultra city future dystopian nightmare that he wakes up in, you know? He's the only white man left in a future of degeneracy, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of funny stuff, fun, horrible shit that happens to him.
A lot of stuff you can do with that, by the way.
I know.
Now, I see U.S. forces, let's see, U.S. officials confirmed Israeli forces have now crossed into southern Lebanon and are beginning limited ground operations against Hezbollah positions near the border. You know what? I consider myself, I guess you would say anti-Zionist, but
Same.
yeah, you said same. Is that what you said?
I said same.
Yeah, same. That's what I thought you said. But I have to admit, the Jews have been on a bit of a winning streak. You know, wiping out the entire Hezbollah command structure, killing the head of Hamas,
and
murdering,
they're not retaliating at all.
Yeah, I know, and they're not, and they're totally like impotent. Apparently, yeah. Iran's not doing shit, and I mean. And they've killed like, I don't know, 50,000 Gazans.
Yeah.
Whoa, what's going on here?
Total fucking goddamn genocide. I mean, you say, you know, you give it. Yeah. Well, one of the reasons I'm anti-Zionist is because they're so good at shooting little kids in the cock, shooting little kids in the cock, bombing hospitals and schools. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you would have expected some kind of a retaliation at this point, but nothing seems to be happening. You know what I'm saying? So
no,
I know where this is going to go. It's probably going to get way more worse.
And U.S. forces are on the way to the region too. That was announced earlier. So in case they need to help Israel, literally that was the announcement from the Pentagon.
Yeah, and both candidates are going to be pro-Israel, so there's not really any way out at this point.
No, there's no way out.
I know. Probably Trump is even more pro-Israel than Kamala is even.
Yeah, but don't let her fool you. She's just playing around for Democrat votes. She'll fall completely in line.
Sure. It's all
and she's married to a Jew for one. I mean, come on. She's not fooling me. But yeah, she's playing it a little bit like she's disgusted, ceasefire now, and all this stuff. But the U.S. could make them do what they wanted to do if like the will was there. But of course.
Well, if the U.S. wasn't completely occupied by Zionists.
Yes, that's the problem.
That is the problem. That is the problem. Yeah, and Kamala is playing for her base because, of course, they see Palestinians as the brown people that are being oppressed by the white fascist state thing. You know what I'm saying?
But none of them stand up to Israel. The one person who did, and I know Barack gets a lot of shit, was Barack Obama, but he didn't do it until... Literally, it was December 20. What was it? It was a month before Trump was about to take office. So December 2016, he finally let a resolution. There was an anti-Israel resolution go through the Security Council when he had like 3 weeks left in office. He was actually anti-Zionist, by the way, but not when he was president.
I'm surprised it didn't blow his head off then.
Yeah, well, I mean, like he was an activist against, an anti-Zionist activist and met with Farrakhan and all this stuff. But when he was president, he played ball until the very end. He let that resolution go through, and it's like, okay, wow, thanks, Obama, appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, really. Maybe if you'd done that like fucking 5 years ago, it would have made a difference. But anyway, I'm afraid we're up shit's creek here. And Iran, I don't know that Iran wants to smoke, honestly, because I think, I was reading a lot of stuff about this overnight. Hezbollah supporters not happy with Iran, basically saying they never cared about Hezbollah in the first place, which, I mean, it's pretty obvious they didn't. And that they're kind of a bargaining chip in their game with Israel, right? And same for Hamas. Like, they don't really care. I mean, it's Shiite, Iranish Shiite, Shia community, right? They don't give a fuck about Sunni Hamas. Now they support Hamas. Now Hezbollah is Shia as well. So maybe there's a little bit more camaraderie there, but they damn sure ain't doing shit. And I'm
here in Indonesia again. Like I said, they're all Muslim here, and they're extremely anti-Zionist. There's constant student protests happening, and so it's kind of based and refreshing to see that. Because where I'm from, the Netherlands, everybody is down to clown with Israel.
Ravager 123 sent $2 on Rumble. Did Jonathan Ross appear on the Killstream? If so,
no.
Do you know where to find an archive of it?
Could you hear that, by the way?
Yeah, I could. Jonathan Ross, who's that again?
You mean the English talk show host?
Oh, that guy. Oh, yeah, from the BBC.
That would be a pretty big get. Yeah, I was going to say.
I can't wait for him to come on.
Wow. Yeah, I guess I'll get Letterman next. I don't believe he's ever been on the show. If that's the same Jonathan Ross that you're talking about there, that's the only Jonathan Ross that I know. That would be pretty cool. I used to actually see his show sometimes, clips of it and stuff, not live usually, but he's a pretty funny guy. I forget why he got fired. Some bullshit.
Didn't he get replaced by that queer guy? With that older gay guy?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He got fired because he said something racy. He had a radio show too, I think, and he said something edgy, I guess you might say. And he got fired. He had like the top show, I think, on the BBC. He's talking about the Ross, the pedo guy and the blood sports community or whatever. No, I never had him on the show. That was on the Kumite. I never had him on the show.
The pedo guy?
The pedo guy. It's tough to, which one these days? But no, he's never been on the Killstream. And Tonkasaw got mad and deleted all of his old Kumites, so it's really hard to find stuff like that. Although you might be able to find it because Fake Cancer Man, as I sometimes call him, Metokur.
Oh, yeah. You have beef with Metokur?
Yeah, obviously.
What happened with him? Because that guy's I thought he dies and then he comes back again. That's all fake, right? It's just a bunch of bullshit.
I mean, I go back and forth whether you know what I mean? Like it seems to be fake. He's pulled out medical documents, but I mean, come on. Right? He's been dying for fucking 5 years now. He had a final stream and he's since come back to do like 8 streams since. It's like, okay.
I remember that his final stream. I kind of felt bad. I was like, "Oh, this is kind of."
Well, I listened to the final stream and I was like, "Oh, he does sound kind of sick. Like maybe he's telling the truth, right?" And then you come back to do 8 streams, and about 4 of those streams were just complete assassination hit lies on me. Just on me, by the way. And he finally did his last stream, and he's always about I'm just laughing online, right? That's his whole gimmick. And he finally we're just laughing online and not trying to ruin somebody, which is what he's trying to do, obviously. But he was talking about Mersh actually, and he's like, I don't know why Mersh said my cancer was fake. I never said anything about Mersh in my life. He said, I know why Ralph talks shit because we hate each other. And that was the first time he ever admitted that it's not just about laughing online. It's about us legitimately hating each other, which is true, by the way. It's personal. Like, I hate the motherfucker. Like, I mean, I've admitted it. But that was the first time he's ever admitted it. That it's not just about laughing online. And I caught that, and I was like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. It was like a mask off moment there where he finally revealed, it's not just about laughing at Ralph's fuck-ups or, pill streams or whatever. It's about trying to ruin the guy because I hate him. And, the feeling's mutual. I don't know if he's sick. Certainly a lot of questions around it. He's pulled out a bunch of documents and he's got every ailment known to man. Supposedly he's in a wheelchair with a broken ankle, broken ribs.
Get you some pictures? Like, what would be the problem? Just cover your face.
Yeah, he won't do that, of course.
Why not? Just show some.
Well, yeah, I don't know. He won't do it.
What would be the objection? I'd like to see some of this cancer stuff.
Yeah, and he supposedly had heart attacks. Like literally, I forget what else. Now he's in this back brace supposedly because his back is broken, and if he twist too hard, they'll have to do surgery, and they don't want to do surgery because it's dangerous. And I had a friend of mine tell me they wouldn't even consider doing that type of surgery on somebody with his supposed conditions because it would be death on the table, pretty much guaranteed, right?
If this is some kind of a lie to longer ago, I'm just kind of surprised nobody has actually figured out the facts about this, because I've always suspected it's just kind of a.
It's a con to milk money out of retards. Is the That's what I lean towards. But I hope it's true, because I hope he is suffering that bad, because he described himself as sitting in a chair for 20 hours a day. And then not even being able to get up in total, complete pain, and then passing out for 4 hours, like from the pain, passing out. Jesus. And I was reading this and I was like, you know what? I really hope this is true. I was getting schadenfreude just reading it. I'm like, man, I want to believe, you know what I mean? It's like X-Files shit. I want to believe. I really want to believe. But my heart tells me that he's just milking retards. So I don't know. We'll see. If he dies, I'll definitely do the appropriate tribute stream toward. I mean, the funny thing is, his best stuff all happened on my show back in 2018. So like, I have all the archives, and of course, we'll do the appropriate memory. We'll always honor his memory here on the Killstream for sure. But I don't know, man. I couldn't say, but. I lean
what I always dislike is,
retard.
I don't know if people have caught this, but whenever I listen to one of his streams, he does live streams, but he clearly like pre-writes some of his sickest zingers.
Yes, he does.
So you can hear that he stumbles over the words because he's rehearsed a lot of his cool. There's a cum guzzling cum whopper. Like, what? Who says something like that? You wrote this because you thought it was funny. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of irritating. Listen, I don't want him to die necessarily because of it, but I just kind of thought it was.
Well, you can catch on to that when you're trained to that sort of thing. He pre-writes his streams. So they're scripted. Like, who scripts a live stream? Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even understand that.
Somebody who's very nervous. Somebody who's nervous and scared.
Like, I mean,
has no confidence in his own ability to be entertaining.
Well,
so
to freewheel it.
He rehearses his stream. Imagine rehearsing. Imagine if you rehearsed this whole stream.
Never. The only thing I knew we would talk about is Butch Killian 2 and a little bit of Butch Killian 1 and Martina Markota. That's the only thing I knew about this whole entire thing. I didn't know where else it would go. I love freewheeling interviews and shows, and that's how I do my show. Now, might I jot down a question or something every once in a while to make sure I, ask it? Yeah, but usually no. Usually all my stuff is freewheeling. He goes over
like a video of the Nostalgia Critic, and he watches the whole video. Goes, I'm going to say this little joke over here.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna and then he writes little jokes.
He scripts his live streams.
I bet he writes down time codes with jokes and stuff like that. That's so cringe.
Like, I can imagine he used to do videos. He doesn't even bother with those anymore. And I can imagine scripting a video, but like scripting something live, that's just.
It just shows you have no confidence in your own ability.
Yeah, that's just
nervous and scared.
Yeah, it's annoying to me, and I always and I have several, I guess. Inspirations.
It's funny. Someone says, "Hey, Chiet." Yeah, I caught that too. It's so fucking annoying. Hey, Chiet. Hey, Chiet. Ugh, fucking annoying.
I'm glad to find a kindred spirit who feels the same way I do about this motherfucker. But some of my inspirations for interviewers, Larry King would be one. Dick Cavett would be another, and several others. Maybe a little Limbaugh mixed in there as well. But Larry King always said you didn't have to know anything about who you're interviewing to do an interview with them. Which you don't, by the way. You don't have to know. Now, I like to know a little bit, right? But you don't have to know anything about your interview subject to conduct a very competent interview. Matter of fact, some of the best interviews are like that because you let them open up, let them start talking, and then they'll say something. You can play off what they say, ask them a question about their project.
The only thing you need is like genuine interest.
That's exactly. You have to be interested.
You need to be interested in kind of like deconstructing people.
Yeah, exactly. And letting them speak. That's the other thing. Let the other person speak. That's why anytime like we cross talk or whatever, I'm always like, no, you talk. I get to talk all the time, and they listen to me all the time. So that's my style there. And then there's there was something else I was going to say, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
Metokur to die a horrible.
Yes, that's true.
I think that's where we.
Yeah, I think that's where we are. Well, what else do we got? I think we did a pretty competent appearance.
It was a
here.
pretty good hang. Yeah, we got to do it more often, actually.
Yeah, let's do it more often. I'm down for that, man. I always have fun with you here on the show. And remind people about how they can get the free print.
I will.
Do it.
Yeah, guys, all go to the Butch Gilligan pre-launch page over on Kickstarter. You don't want to miss out on this one. By the way, we also offer tiers with Butch Gilligan Volume 1 on the Kickstarter in case you missed out on the first one, so no worries there. And yeah, if you subscribe to the pre-launch right now, you'll get notified when we go live. It's probably going to be somewhere next week on the 9th, hopefully. And then, yeah, you will get a completely free art print, also drawn by me. Everything by me. Support true free artistic vision. So they're going to say no corporate meddling, no garbage like that, and actually something entertaining and that will catch you off guard.
Can you help Vito get his book out? I don't know if you know who Vito is.
Yeah, I know. I think I talked to him. I gave him a few tips on the. He was like, "Who does your lettering?" I'm like, "Me." He's like, "That's a lot of hats." I'm like, "Yeah, you fucking tell me about it. I do everything."
Well, I mean, it's honestly, it's a great benefit, right? It's a great advantage for you to have the skill to write the story and draw it. Whereas he wrote the story, but he can't draw, so he has to hire. He's hired this. He hired.
I know.
He hired a Mexican.
I could
live in Mexico, right?
How much I hate writers. I hate writers.
Yeah,
Fuck everybody has ideas. They can get it. Yeah, but, oh, nice. Oh, I have an idea. Now somebody else has to take care of it. Fuck that.
But he hired a writer in Mexico who speaks Spanish. By the way, I live in Mexico. I don't speak much Spanish. Well, Vito doesn't speak Spanish either, but that's the guy who's drawing his book. And it's like...
that's who's drawing it, yeah.
Yeah. So there's been some miscommunications.
A guy from Fiverr or something? That's
funny. No, man. It sounds like it. Like, I'm not going to lie. I don't know how he found this guy or what, but like...
Fiverr. That's so... atrocious. I mean, I'm sorry about that. I'd love to talk to them about it on their podcast.
Yeah, maybe we'll get Vito on here with you next time.
Yeah, we'll discuss what it means to be a true indie creator. That's another thing. Like, I'm an influencer and a creator. Oh, yeah, what do you do? I have ideas. Oh, good for you, man. That's so cute.
Poor Vito. I hope he gets the book out soon. He's getting razzed by everybody over it. It's just...
Listen, I encourage everybody to get their books out and all that shit. You know, my book stands on its own.
I just love that because the first time I talked to you and we were talking about Butch Gilligan, you said, look, the book is done. It just goes to the printers. Like, it's already completed. I've drawn the whole thing. All the stories completed. There's nothing like you're backing a project. Yeah. You're backing a project that's already complete, a big project too, 120 pages, like you said, you know, that's already done. There it is. It looks very nice.
That's number one. Yeah.
And send me number 2 as well, because you sent me number 1.
Oh,
yeah. Anyway, good luck.
It's already done.
I just loved how you said that. Because
I come from an animation background, you know what I'm saying? Which I also did the whole fucking process from beginning to end. So I do all the storyboarding, all the in-betweens, all the key posing, all the compositing, everything, audio editing, everything. Okay. So then for me to go from that hellish fucking workflow into comic books, for me, it's like, it's just
like
liberating.
Easier. Yeah, as I say, yeah.
So I'm drawing pages, I'm writing the scripts, boom, boom, boom. I do literally everything. I do all the trailers. I do everything from beginning to end. You know what I'm saying? So
I just love that because I was like one of the first things you said when you came on was like, look, this is not like some of the other projects where you're backing something that's in progress and who knows when it might come out. No, it's done. And here it is right here. And it's just got to go off to the printers. And once it gets printed, it's getting mailed to you. Right.
I think a lot of the pitfalls that people that don't do that fall in, and you see it over and over again, people think they have a great idea. Right? And everybody has ideas. And then they front load the accolades and the applause. Oh, that's such a great idea. Awesome. I'll back it for you. They'll get a bunch of monies. And now the work starts. And it's like, ooh, I kind of already got the fuzzy feelings. I already got the applause, the accolades, the excitement, and now I got to start. So my philosophy is I slave away in my own personal hell until it's done, and then I'll announce it. Then I'll announce my idea when it's done. You know what I'm saying? When it's at least
and it saves a lot of problems. And you see it happen over, and it's not just Vito that's happened to, but others where it's like, where's my book? You know what I mean? Like, okay, it's a year late now, or 6 months, or whatever. You know, people will give you some leeway, but eventually it turns hostile, where it's like I just got. It's like you know that you get that feeling. And
I've backed projects because I do like to back independent guys.
Sure.
Like I'm like subscribed to Sam Hyde's Gumroad and all that stuff. I think that's important, actually. You know what I'm saying? To support the guys that you like, that are actually producing content that you like. But yeah, I've backed projects on Kickstarter by guys that I liked that never delivered and never got anything. You know, and that's precisely because of that problem where they front load all their shit, and then some of the times they just spend all the money. And then,
well, that's another thing I was going to mention, that it's like. And some people have accused him of that. I don't know if he's joking around about some of that stuff or not, but it's like, you know, I wouldn't make those jokes right now if you are joking, because, you get all the money and then it's spent and it's like, oh shit, how am I even going to make this project now? And so I don't know if that's what Vito did. I'm not accusing him of that, but he's made a couple jokes where I'm like,
little
Vito,
pitfalls that can happen. You need that cash on hand.
Yes.
You know, something might go wrong. You need all of that.
You need to basically put that in
account.
escrow. Yeah, put that away in a savings account and don't, you know, only use it for the project to make sure that project gets fulfilled.
And a lot of mistakes people think too. So you have the total amount of a Kickstarter campaign.
Well, they get a kick. They get a cut of that. Yeah, go ahead.
The profit, and most of that goes into printing, fulfillment, and all that shit. The artist gets very little at the end. The goal is to stretch that little percentage with each campaign. You hope each campaign does a little bit better. You know, maybe one day I'll have to write a book about proper crowdfunding. Maybe I'll have to do that.
Yeah, because, well, you just said it right there. Most of the money goes into the product. And I don't know how Vito manages stuff. Like, I don't want to criticize him, but I hope he gets his book out.
That is why you need to be in it for the art, because you're not going to get rich off of this. You want to be in it for the art. And then if the art is good enough, you might. You know what I'm saying? You might. Right. But that's the whole point. If you think you're going to make a quick buck, like Lady Alchemy did with her comic book, that money was spent. That was a huge disaster. And many such cases. Don't rag on that poor little doll too much.
Don't stop stalking her and doxing her, please.
Okay, I'll stop stalking her. Fine. Such a sick fuck. Such a sick bastard. Can't help myself.
Well, after that milk video, yogurt, whatever that was, Sven Stoffels, ladies and gentlemen, live on the Killstream. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you, too. Let's do it again soon. Peace, man.
Very soon. Peace out. All right, I'll leave that.
Thank you for watching this clip. This is Perspicacity. Remember to like and subscribe.